Today we're looking at the Betrayers of Kamigawa set. It was the next edition of the legendary Magic the Gathering set. We're going to start off with Clash of Realities, a red 3 generic enchantment. Oh, realities clashing indeed. All spirits have, when this creature comes into play, you may have it deal 3 damage to target non-spirit creature. The spirits, they don't attack each other. They attack everything that is, I guess, alive. All non-spirit creatures have, when this creature comes into play, you may have it deal 3 damage to target spirit. Well, that doesn't sound good at all. I guess that's the idea of Clash of Reality. We got dead people hurting live people, and live people hurting dead people. All non-spirit creatures have, when this creature comes into play, you may have it deal 3 damage to target spirit. Hold on. I may have... Who controls that? Whenever this creature comes into play, you. Who is you? The controller of the creature or the controller of Clash of Realities, which is me? I don't understand. We gotta... I need a rules. Clash of Realities ability applies as each creature enters the battlefield and gives them enter battlefield trigger. Creatures with no creature type are non-spirit creatures. Yeah, I am you! Yeah, I don't actually understand this card enough. It's doesn't make any sense to me. Control of the spirit? Well, they could have told me that. It doesn't even say that on the Oracle text, but whatever. Okay, cool. Interesting card. It's janky, I'll give it that. It's a unique effect. We don't get these cards anymore, or at all. Kamigawa had like sort of sub-spirit theme going to it. Toilet Dock with the Genju of the Realm. Genju of the Realm. It is Wooburg for our legendary enchantment land. Pay 2. Enchanted land becomes a legendary 8/12 spirit creature with trample until end of turn. It's still a land. That's interesting. 5 mana. Actually, it's like 7 mana. Or it's 5 mana and then 2 mana every turn to have an 8/12 trampler. Now, when enchanted land is put into a graveyard, you may return Genju of the Realm from your graveyard to your hand. So it's like sort of an indestructible creature. It's like a creature that will keep coming back and keep coming back and coming back. Clunky. I'll say this card sucks in general. Maybe someone with a lot of mana can make some really good use out of this thing. But again, another unique effect. They made some real special bangers in this set. All right, let's get one thing out of the way. Pacers is like, let's go the heavy hitter. Umezawa's Jite. Is it Jite or Jit? Let me know how you pronounce it in the comment section below. I actually alternate between the two, because I think they both sound pretty neat. So this Jit is 2 mana. It's an equipment. It's a legendary artifact. Remove a charge counter from Umezawa's Jit, and then choose one. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn, or target creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn, or you gain 2 life. That's right, we need every life that we can get around here. Now, what made it really special is that if it dealt any damage, you don't have to do combat damage to a player like you would with all the swords. This is like any combat damage. You damage a creature, you get in the counters. Now, you do have to damage the creature because a pretty common interaction was someone attacks with the Umezawa's Jite. You block with a creature. Then you kill your own creature before your opponent's equipped creature deals damage to your creature, so they get counters. Because you never know what they're going to do with that Jite after that. They could snipe off some other more important creatures. You know, so don't touch my stuff. Don't touch my creatures. Okay, we got the Jit was the most was in the rat pre-constructed deck. Such a massive whoops. Was it? The rat pre-constructed deck. I see a Grand Prix promo from the vault. Was it like a from the vault thing? Was that a rat pre-constructed deck? Or is it like a pre-constructed deck, but it still has that symbol on it? I don't know. I wasn't around I don't think I was around at that time. Yeah, like rats plus a Jite. Oh, where did this come from? That seems absolutely insane. Anyway, the card was for a very long time broken. By today's standards, thanks to power creep, it is actually a-okay. I don't even think it's even that good anymore. Doesn't see hardly any play in Legacy, and I actually think they could unban it in Modern, but like, of course, it has not gonna do anything good in Modern, so they leave it banned. It had both Betrayers and Champions cards in the precons. Ah, a little mishmash of everything. Cool. No, just the standard precon deck. Wow. They made precons good back then. Go buy a precon, get your GT. Get the most powerful equipment in all of the multiverse at the time. Okay, next up, we've got a super chat we got from Dan Trance. Ink Eyes. Servant of Oni. This is a black 4 generic 5/4 rat ninja. Speaking of rats, yeah, what was it? They had spirits, they had rats, they had ninja. Oh, is this the birth of ninjutsu? So we have ninjutsu for a black 3 generic. Return an unblocked attacker you control to hand. Put this card onto the battlefield from your hand, tapped and attacking. And whenever Ink Eyes, Servant of Oni, deals combat damage to a player, you may put target creature card from that player's graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. That's insane. Okay, we have a black 1 generic. Also, you can regenerate your Ink Eyes. Very, very hard to kill this thing. The downside is it's really expensive. Like, it's 6 mana up front. It's ninjutsu isn't really all that much cheaper. Oh, we got a huge discount of 1 whole mana. It's like, hey, it's usually $100, but today it's $95. You got 5% off. Which, you know what? We're gonna take it. Ability is powerful, but like the card is, I think, just a little too clunky. Interesting thing about ninjutsu is it really had a big presence in Pauper for the longest time because of Ninja of the Deep Hours. This is the most famous ninjutsu card. It's a blue 3 generic 2/2 human ninja with ninjutsu of only a blue and 1 generic. That's important. So turn 1 drop, attack, and ninjutsu this thing into play. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you may draw a card. That is insane. And if you can keep the opponent of any creatures on the battlefield early enough with your counter spells or bounce spells removal, then you just keep cashing in every single turn. It's like, I don't know, it's like, I'm not going to call it Jace the Mind Sculptor. It's like Ophidian. Attack and deal damage, get cards. Ophidian actually had to deal no damage to draw the cards. But 2 cards a turn, that's broken. All right? 2 cards a turn is broken. One-sided Howling Mine. One-sided. Still fun. EDH Commander. Oh, this last one? Oh, yeah, I could see that. Mono black Ink Eyes. Can you ninjutsu from the command zone? Return an unblocked creature back to hand. Put this card onto the battlefield. No, it says from your hand. So I guess you can't? I guess you have to, like, put it on the battlefield, put it to your hand, then ninjutsu? Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe the command zone also counts as your hand. You'll have to, like, clarify that with me. Okay, next up, we got Liquid Soulfire with Kira. Great Glass Spinner. Love this card. Blue 1 generic 2/2 spirit with flying. Creatures you control. This is only for the creature fam out there. You like to play with dirtly creatures? This is the card for you. Because whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability, for the first time each turn, counter that spell or ability. Now, you gotta be in blue, so it's probably gonna be good for merfolk, spirits, ninjas, not illusions, because remember, it still targets it, so there'll be like 2 triggers on the stack. One of them saying, hey, you gotta sack this thing, and also that you'll counter the ability. You'll counter the ability, but the sacrifice trigger will still trigger. Liquid Soulfire hates the card so much. Ink Eyes is really popular on spicy sites. To be honest, I have no idea what that means. I guess that this is one of those if you know things. Ink Eyes. Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, next up, we got Sway of the Stars. Had a deck built around it that never lost. Undefeated 100% win rate from Arcanus. We got a blue 8 generic sorcery. Each player shuffles their hand, graveyard, and permanents that they own back into their library, then draw 7 cards. Each player's life total becomes 7. This is banned in Commander. What the hell? Why? Competitive Magic player looks at really expensive 10 mana card. Like, how is this banned, but Worldfire, yeah, that's fine. You even go to a lower life total than this thing. Each player shuffles their hand, graveyard, and permanents. It literally resets the game, but doesn't work. And it, like, still puts you to 7. Worldfire is, like, very similar, isn't it? It also puts you, like, 1. Where if, you know, you take a brisk breeze to the face, you're dead. Resets the game, yeah, but at 7 life. 40 down to 7, that's a big deal. So it's not exactly resetting the game to nothing. It's not resetting the game back to you to 40. Because everyone ramps in Commander, and 7 life might as well be 1, I guess. No, but then that means it should be legal. If Worldfire went from banned to legal, I don't understand how this thing's banned. Anyway, very cool card, nonetheless. Super expensive, pretty useless in competitive Magic, but who knows? Maybe there's something to this that I don't know about. Underworld Paradise. Oh no, this is this is what you said. Okay, we need a card here. Bacon Catbug with Mirror Gallery. Oh, 5-mana artifact. The legend rule doesn't apply. Does that help anybody? Anyone looking for a mirror gallery around here? Apparently it's $3, so I guess it's not very good. It's a unique effect, though. I have to say, they're very unique cards in this set that we just don't see anymore. Only in mirrors do heroes find their equal. So you can have... I mean, I guess the problem is this card would only be useful in Commander if you make duplicates of a legendary permanent. That's it. I play this in Inala with Legends. Yeah, that's one way of doing it. Alright, next up. Let's look at Threads of Disloyalty. I love this card. I loved it when it was good. It used to be very good. It's still fine, I guess. It's a blue 1 generic. Can enchant only a creature with converted mana cost 2 or less. You control enchanted creature. That's right. It's what was yours is now mine. And what's mine is also mine. It's just 3 mana. Steal your Tarmogoyf. Steal your Delver of Secrets. Your Death Shadow. Your... What do we play at too? Your Ragavan. Your Dragon Rage Channeler. I'm speaking like modern and legacy players here. To Commander, I have no idea what you'd swipe with this thing. What can you swipe in Commander for like 2 or less mana? I don't know, a Mana Dork or something? Didn't they print like a Strictly Better Mirror Gallery lately? Yeah, basically anything that clones stuff and then says if this creature would be legendary, it's not legendary. So there's like a lot of cards that don't, like, there's a lot of clone effects these days that don't even care that it was like if it was legendary or not. We got Dan with a huge super chat. Toshiro Umezawa. I love to play that card back in the day. Okay, how good or bad was this card? Toshiro Umezawa. It's a black 1 generic 2/2 human samurai with Bushido 1. So if it becomes blocked, it gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from play, you may play target instant card in your graveyard. If that card would be put into a graveyard this turn, remove it from the game instead. It's Snapcaster Mage! This is literally Snapcaster Mage, but with death triggers. It's like, yeah, if you kill your opponent's creature, give something in your graveyard flashback. It's black Snapcaster Mage. That is so weird. And it, again, is a pretty unique effect. Is it only in... What is it? Any target instant? Oh, it's only instants, though. Okay, Snapcaster Mage for instants. I would play it just simply for the art. It's so beautiful. That could be a show. That should be a show. Cards we play only for the art, because the card itself sucks. Ooh, this is actually a great... We got the Shoals. Disrupting Shoal. Okay, we got Disrupting Shoal. All the Shoals are instant. We gotta see the OG one. It's a blue X. It's also an arcane spell. You may remove a blue card with converted mana cost X in your hand from the game rather than pay Disrupting Shoal's mana cost. Carry target spell if its converted mana cost is X. I've played with this card before. Now, first off, the card's pretty playable. Like, you can... Most often... I am just casting the X. Just blue X, counter your 1 mana spell, counter a 2 mana spell for 4 mana, counter a 3 mana spell for 5 mana. So that's totally fine. The clunky part is like trying to remove a blue card in your hand equal to the converted mana cost. That's awkward. Like, if they have a 1-drop, you need to have a 1-drop in hand. If they play a 2-drop, you need a 2-drop in hand. That's a little bit more on like the iffy side. But outside of that card, it sort of works. It's just a very... It's like a clunky force of will. And if you don't get anything in the, early in the game, you can still get it in the late portion of the game. It's a super fair Force of Will. It's not to say Force of Will wasn't fair in the first place. That was very fair in the first place. Pedgeman wants Goryo's Vengeance. Goryo's Vengeance! The black one generic. Do you ever want to reanimate a Grizzlebrand, what's it called, a Emrakul? Well, now you can with Goryo's Vengeance. You see, Emrakul goes to the graveyard. It's got this trigger that says it needs to be shuffled back into its library. But do you know what? Goryo's Vengeance is reanimation at instant speed. Return target legendary card from your graveyard to play. That creature gains haste. Remove it from the game at end of turn. Also splice onto Arcane for a black 2 generic. But I don't think I've ever seen that played with this card. Anyway, it's actually an amazing card. One of the better reanimator spells out there. Gave birth to a deck called Goryo's Vengeance. I'm sure this card has some application in Commander as well, just looting away legendary creatures and boop! Here they are. I mean, you only need to get like Grizzlebrand. Okay, Grizzlebrand's not going to exist in Commander. Neither is Emrakul. How do you even use this in Commander? What legendary creature? I don't know. You want to put Ulamog in the graveyard or something? Okay, we're going to get an Ulamog on the battlefield. But even that's not good. Most of the Eldrazi's have, like, very good cast triggers, but not ETB triggers. But some of them do. Some have good ETBs. I just don't know if any of the Titans do. Anyway, taking my word, this was actually a 60-card constructed banger. Just going to have to take my word for it. Okay, next up, we've got Toads with Kentaro. Pay X instead of its CMC. Kentaro, we got a white 1 generic 2/1 human samurai with Bushido 1. Is this the birth of Bushido? You may pay X rather than pay the mana cost for samurai spells you play, where X is that spell's converted mana cost. Oh, so we can just pay any mana. You know what? So like with this card, in play, I can play like a woo. No, I can't. I'm trying to figure out. You can play any samurai of any of the colors with this, if I'm understanding this correctly. We can just pay X. But you can't have this as your commander, because then all of your creatures would be white anyway, which defeats the purpose. So you have to have it in the 75 or something like that. So mana fixing the creature. That's how I'm interpreting this card. Okay, next up we got Junior Jones with the Orb of Dreams. Orb of Dreams is a 3-mana artifact. Looks like Chaos Orb, sort of. This is where Chaos Orb came from. Permanents come into play tapped. Oh god. We have enough cards out there. There's like so many cards like this. This was like the start of a card that they would make creatures afterwards that had the exact same ability. Yeah, I guess not really. Like Thalia says, non-basic lands enter the battlefield tapped. Orb of Dreams? Who the hell's Dreams thinks about this? Oh yeah, I dream of everything slowing down. Haste creatures cannot attack the turn they come into play. Lands aren't activated the turn that they come into play. Nothing gets to work when they first arrive. Everything must be slowed down, put through a process, get in line. I guess that's somebody's dream. Very interesting card, though. Strong card. Do they play this in stacks? I don't know if it's strong enough for stacks, but it is annoying enough, that's for sure. We got... Should be Orb of Nightmares. You know what? You are absolutely right. Orb of Dreams, that's BS. Okay, Ruff says, Kismet is one-sided. This is symmetrical Kismet. Symmetrical! What is with asymmetrical cards these days? See, when they printed them in Kamigawa, see, they printed busted stuff here in the Kamigawa set, but it's symmetrical, so it's fair. I guess they're like, we gotta make it asymmetrical so that it sees play. That'd be just terrible. Just terrible. Christopher B. with Horobi's Whisper. Horobi's Whisper, a black 1 generic. If you control a swamp, destroy target non-black creature. Splice onto Arcane. Exile 4 cards from your graveyard. Oh god. So it's like... It's like some sort of buyback program here. If you control a swamp, destroy target non-black creature. But what if you don't control a swamp? It just does nothing? Can I target anything if I have not? I guess if I have nothing in play, if I have no swamp, this isn't going to work. But I'm going to have the swamp. Don't worry. Hirobi's Whisper. It's double black. It's got to be at least one swamp on the battlefield by this point. We got Kagan. First stream I've caught live. Genju of the Realm seems pretty cool for a man-land deck. Then again, most of the Genjus are. Thank you very much for your super chat, Kagan. We got the Genju. There's a lot of Genjus. But we're looking for... Oh, we did this one already. Oh, you... we did this one just, like, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes ago. So this is what we're going to do, Kagan. We donate the super chats. We really appreciate your suggestion, though. Let's give it to True North. Euroka. See, now True North is happy that you suggested a card that was chosen already. We got Black 2, generic 5/5 Demon Spirit. When Euroka, the prisoner, leaves play, sacrifice all non-ogre creatures you control. This sounds terrible. I lose all my non-ogre stuff? When it leaves play, sacrifice only I control. This is just an absolute beating. Exactly under what circumstances do I want to play this card? It's like 50 cents. It's for people who like the picture. It looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh picture. This is straight out of Yu-Gi-Oh. This is the great monster of Dragon Cave, and it can attack for 2,000 life points. I don't know. Shapeshifters? But still, like, it blows up your stuff. Sacrifice all non... Oh, yeah, so, like... It's not... What is even the payoff? It is a legendary 5/5 creature for 4 mana. What was this supposed to be? A fixed Juzam Djinn? At this point of the game, Magic the Gathering is so much more powerful than Juzam Djinn. Juzam Djinn is garbage at this point. So they've literally made a fixed, very big downside Juzam Djinn for no reason. Oh, donate it. They made bad cards on purpose. Did they do that? I guess they still do that every so often. They make bad cards for you to give away. Yeah, the you control makes no sense. You can't sacrifice other people's stuff. Exactly. No, but like, Pejman's got the idea. You like, just donate it. You know, here, this is mine. I am giving it to you. You are now the legal guardian of my Euroka, the prisoner. And now we're going to destroy it and blow up the rest of your board. That is a lot of work for a one-sided board wipe, but sure. If you like those achievement unlock sort of things, go for it. Next, we got Alexander with Sickening Shoal. Also has amazing art. I think all the shoals do. Sickening Shoal. Sickening Shoal, black X. You may remove a black card with converted mana cost X in your hand from the game rather than pay Sickening Shoal's mana cost. Target creature gets -X until end of turn. They actually fixed this card. This card was just not that good, but then they made what's it called? They fixed this shoal. You may remove a black card with converted mana cost X in your hand. This actually is not that bad even as designed, but they made an even I think an even better card. What's the other one? It's because it's a single black. It's a single. They made it in Neon Dynasty. It's like a single black, and you can still sack like random cards from your hand and give cards -X. Spuking Fish. It's a bit disgusting. Summer Mermaid Star says you can use the 4 mana 5/5 demon guy for Sickening Shoal. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pitch our 4 mana creature to Sickening Shoal. We play these useless cards as sacrifice fodder. Okay, next up we'll go to Turiat. Fumiko the Lowblood. Okay, we got, this is from the Betrayers. It's a red 2 generic 3/2 human samurai. Fumiko, the Lowblood, has Bushido X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Creatures your opponents control attack each turn if able. That is going to ask for trouble. I think if you play this card, you're gonna have to be careful. Be prepared for your opponents attacking you. I guess what you need in play is like, I don't know, a ghostly prison, a propaganda to dissuade anyone. Because no one's going to want to attack if they don't have to. But if they're going to attack anyone, it's going to be you. Because they forced you to attack. Well, it's like, well, you want me to attack? Okay, well, here I come. Why is this rare? I think the effect is pretty strong. Bushido X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Bushido! And also creatures your opponents control. You do not have to attack your creatures. You can stay on defense. Your opponents are the ones who are sending things to their death. Did we do Heartless Hidetsugu? No. You love your Heartless Hidetsugu, don't you? The red 3 generic 4/3 Ogre Shaman. Tap. Heartless Hidetsugu deals to each player damage equal to that player's life total rounded down. That is an absolute beating. Although I have to say, it'll never, you cannot die to this thing. But hey, its first activation deals 60 damage to everyone. That is wild for one activation. Good in any red deck. I think it deals the most possible damage. I mean, there's other cards you can build it up with like charge counters or whatever, but I think for like one activation, no additional cost or counters or waiting, this deals the most damage in the game. In Commander, when you have multiple opponents, more opponents, the better it gets. Okay, next up we've got Baking Catbug with a Shuko, notable for equip 0 with no shenanigans. Oh yeah, now I know what you're talking about, Shuko. This is actually a Legacy All-Star card. It's part of a Tier 1 deck. Pay 1. It's an equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0. Costs nothing! Costs 0. It costs an activation cost. That's what it does require. You still have to activate. If you're not allowed to activate, you get nothing. All right? But you can see, yeah, it's free. You're not going to go wrong with free around here. It's what, +1/+0. Well, it didn't really cost anything. You can pay 0 and just move it around everywhere. It combos with the Cephalid Illusionist, which says like whenever the creature is targeted, you mill 2 or 3 cards. And so between Shuko and the Cephalid Illusionist, you can mill your entire deck in one shot and then try to win with some sort of graveyard reanimation spell. Plus Thassa's Oracle, of course. Plus Thassa's Oracle. Yeah, the Cephalid Breakfast deck. Gonna eat everyone for breakfast. A totally fair card. I agree. I mean, I have no problem with this card. It's 1 mana, give creature +1/+0. Yeah, equip for 0, but like it's still pretty cheap anyway. Is Kiki from this set? It's from the block. I don't know if it's from this set though. Hey, don't scratch your nose. Yeah, there's like some claws over here. Don't get too close. Be careful. All right, David with Sakiko, Mother of Summer. Ah! The updated picture is great. This is so elegant and pretty. The ancient one looks like a dark witch. It's like a witch with it's like Spider-Man witch. I don't know. Okay, we have a green 4 generic 3/3 snake shaman. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, add that much green mana. Okay, this mana doesn't cause mana burn. Okay, well that's some good news. Until end of turn, this mana doesn't empty from your mana pool as phases end. That's great. That's absolutely fantastic. Whenever creature deals combat damage, we get mana equal to the damage? That's actually insane. That is just straight up bonkers. So I can like be storing like tons and tons and tons of damage. Attack for 5, get 5 mana. Attack for 6, get 6 mana. Yeah, no mana burn. Yeah, I know. What a time to be alive. But then you tell them like they're playing this card not to take mana burn. You're like, the year is 2024. You don't take mana burn anyway. There's mana burn doesn't exist. Anyway, okay, we're gonna look at more saviors of Kamigawa cards, but we gotta thank our sponsor today, FusionGamingOnline.com. Deal of the week this week. Oh, it's a new deal. It is Deal of the Week. Save 15% off all past Ravnica singles. If you're looking for those OG Shocklands or some of those OG Ravnica staples, you want to get them at FusionGamingOnline.com. Now is a good time to complete your mana base collection. And they have some of the best arts from Ravnica. And you don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu at checkout for 5% off all your purchases. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place for renting Magic cards online. I'm a little bit small here. Need to fix myself. Let's get a little bit bigger. Boop. Play any deck any day, anytime you want. Also, you know, you can play as many decks as you want. You ever wanted to play every single deck possible in Commander? Well, now you can play Commander against a bunch of random people on Magic Online. Get that competitive edge by playing every single deck in existence. Because once you're done with the deck and you're bored with it, send it back, rent a new one. You can support the channel using my Managers link in the description below, or save 10% off your first 2 months using coupon code Nikachu_1JV. All right, back to Kamigawa. They ship to Argentina. They ship internationally. I don't know what the shipping costs, though. Load up a card and see what happens. Okay, surefire sells with Manichi. Manichi, the Fever Dream. For your 21 unblockable commander damage with break through the line and toughness boosters. Extremely funny. Except for the person receiving the 21 commander damage. Okay, it's a 3-mana 1/2 spirit. We have a red 1 generic. Switch each creature's power and toughness until end of turn. So I'm guessing you're gonna, like, what, give this 21 toughness or 20 toughness, and then you'll switcheroo, and then you smack them for 20. They'll never know what hit them. Actually, they will, but they won't have nothing. They can't do anything about it. Dark Star Shura with a Cheese. Heart of Ocean. Sagas exist now, so burr. We have a blue 2 generic 4/4 spirit. Flying at the beginning of your upkeep. Sacrifice Cheese, Heart of Oceans, unless you remove a counter from a permanent you control. Oh! Perpetual Sagas! That's what you want to do. So you pair... This actually got gained in value. Yeah, at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice this unless you remove a counter from a permanent you control. So, and you might want to remove a permanent from one of your sagas. So you can perpetually get the same ability over and over and over and over again every single turn. Although, you do have to use it before. That's interesting. This happens at the upkeep, but sagas trigger at the beginning of your main phase. So, you can't keep something around for forever if it's if it's going to its last chapter. Or no, hold on, how am I thinking about this? So you can never get the last chapter twice, is what I'm saying. You wouldn't want to anyway. So when it's like on the second last chapter, you remove it, you get like the second last chapter over and over again. Really cool card. It also works with cumulative upkeep. Oh! Are we making cumulative upkeep possible now? This better be your commander if you're going to go that far. Okay, we got... Can remove a -1/-1 counter. Maybe if that's what you need to do. You do whatever you need to do around here. Medici has potential. Oh, yeah. I'm sure people have broke the potential. Some 1/2/4C. Oh, is this the origin story for Aura Barbs? Oh, this is Aura Barbs, not Mana Barbs. Not to be mistaken with Mana Barbs. It's a red 2 generic. Instant Arcane. Each enchantment deals 2 damage to its controller. Then each enchantment... Enchanting a creature deals 2 damage to that creature it's enchanting. Why are we creating Aura Hate? Aura is already like the weakest card type in all of Magic the Gathering. It's terrible. It's so supreme garbage. The risk versus reward is it's so high. Like if you play an Aura and your opponent kills the creature in response, you get 2 for 1. If you play an Aura on a creature and they board wipe you, you still basically get 2 for 1. So why are we creating Aura Hate all of a sudden? When there already is enough, like, just hate in the form of enchantments and permanent removal and creature removal. That's right. Apparently someone said Auras are too strong. We got to put them in their place. So yeah, they made the Aura Barbs, I guess. Completely unnecessary card hate. Lin Min Mei. We got the Throat Slitter. Not the best, but I love the art. This is a 5-mana 2/2 Rat Ninja with someone trying to run for their life. Okay, it's got ninjutsu for a black 2 generic, and when Throat Slitter deals combat damage to a player, destroy target non-black creature that player controls. Oh, okay, you just slip behind their defenses and you blow something up. It's not that bad. Ninjutsu for 3 mana is relatively cheap. And the thing about ninjutsu is that if, let's say, Throat Slitter Deals combat damage to a player. Oh, actually, you would not want to re-ninjutsu this thing back to your hand. I was just thinking, ninjutsu is a funny mechanic in that you can attack with creatures, and then if something is unblocked, you can re-ninjutsu the creature back to your hand and then replay it through ninjutsu because you're still attacking and it's not blocked. So anyway, that's a cute interaction. But this card, you don't want it blocked in the first place because it gets its ability upon hitting the opponent. Throat Slitter is discount ink eyes for the art, I mean? I guess so, in some way. Christopher B. trying to defend Aura Barbs. You realize that Aura Barbs burns players for each enchantment they control, not just auras, right? Yeah, I understand that, but it's called Aura Barbs, and I think it was done for a reason. Yeah, it is every single enchantment, so it's going to hate on them Enchantress decks. I guess this was a little deceptive. It's not specifically hating on auras, although I feel like that's the design of the card. That's the design. That was the purpose. It's just got to drill it into them aura people. Got to balance out that Rancor, which was pretty strong at the time. Junior Jones. We got Shirei, Shizu's Caretaker. This is a black 4 generic 2/2 spirit. Whenever a creature with power 1 or less is put into your graveyard from play, you may return that creature card to play under your control at the end of turn if Shizu's Caretaker is still in play. So power 1 or less, put into your graveyard, you can return that creature. Oh, I see. So if my 1-drops die, they come back. That's actually quite good. That is good 1-drop synergy. Sack it, it's back. But you have to wait. So you got like infinite combo all of a sudden. You gotta like take some time. It's taking a break in the graveyard before he gets reanimated. Paul Rogg, have we looked at Tomorrow, Azami's Familiar? Not yet. Okay, we got the blue 5 generic 1/5 spirit with some sort of weird face on this big frog. And if you would draw a card, look at the top 3 cards of your library instead. Put one of those cards into your hand, and the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. This is Brainstorm. So every single time you draw a card, you basically, or I guess it's not Brainstorm, it's like Ponder. The top 3 cards, yeah, it's like Ponder every single turn, or you could call it Super Preordain. This card is actually quite nuts. It's a combo player's dream. Although, I don't know, it's 6 men. I don't know how many combo players are actually playing this question. Laura says, question for the show. Why do we look at the cards and put them away? There's no S to D. Well, yeah, there's no tier list today. It's just a pass or fail. This is a very interesting, good card. This means you never deck out. Well, you can. Look, right? Look at the top 3 cards. Put one of those into your hand. If you draw infinitely, I mean, you'll draw all your cards. You have to take one. You don't draw anymore. Put one. Look at the top 3 cards. Oh, if you would, you know what? You're right. We actually literally don't draw. We look at the top 3 cards of our library. We may put one into our hand, but technically do not draw. You are absolutely correct. So for anyone who is afraid of getting decked out, Tomorrow Azami's Familiar will make sure you never see the danger of tomorrow. Feel peace in the peace of mind of today. Abzo with Hakori? Dusk Drinker. That is creepy as hell. Okay, it's a white 2 generic 2/2 spirit. Lands don't untap during their controller's untap steps. What? It's Armageddon the creature. I mean, it's effectively Armageddon. You get to, it's like a mix of Armageddon and Back to Basics, except Back to Basics is an enchantment. And this one's a creature, but this is like all lands. All lands don't untap. Oh, there's a second sentence. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player untaps a land they control. Oh, so it's Winter Orb. Yeah, it's actually more like Winter Orb. Well, I mean, it's strong. I mean, it's damn good. Is this a staple? I never heard of this card until today. Yeah, yay! We love Winter Orb in the command zone. No one. Hey, look, they weren't thinking about Commander when they made this set. They were not even thinking about it at all. It's funny that even at this time, as deep as far as what year is this? 2005. They're like, we're still effing your mana base. That's right. That is a legitimate strategy. That's how it was back then. You get Stone Rained, Wastelanded, Dust Bowled, you know, the Strip Mine, Avalanche Riders, and you just did nothing. You just absolutely did nothing. You're completely at completely helpless. Yeah, 2005. Well, I'm just saying, like, look, they got the copyright, 1993 to 2005. Wizards of the Coast. Next up, let's get Nika counters Cage Sun. Shake my head. Absolutely. Okay, who else has a card? I'm gonna try to find someone who hasn't got a card. I don't know if Ale got a card. That which was taken. For 9 mana, pseudo indestructible. It is a 5 mana legendary artifact. Pay 4, tap, put a divinity counter on target permanent other than that which was taken. Each permanent with a divinity counter on it is indestructible. Reminds me of Oblivion Stone. Very similar, right? You like put a counter on it. It had the ability to put counters on stuff, and then fate counters, I think, and then you could crack it and blow up everything that didn't have a fate counter on it, which was cool. Junior Jones. Almost never catch you live. Love your show. Thank you so much, Junior Jones. I appreciate the super chat, so we are going to donate it too. Tommy Siddons, Myojin of the Seeing Winds. It is some battle in the sky. It's a blue, 7 generic 3/3 spirit. Myojin of Seeing Winds comes into play with a divinity counter on it if you played it from your hand. It's indestructible as long as it has that divinity counter. And remove a divinity counter from Myojin of Seeing Winds. Draw a card for each permanent you control. One day you're gonna cash in on that divinity counter. You can have eternal life or limited amount of money. What do you choose? Some people choose money, some people choose immortality. Divinity won't make you indestructible if you remove this artifact? What? Each permanent with I understand. So divinity won't make you indestructible. So if the artifact is removed, the power of the divinity counter is also removed. Makes some sense. Makes plenty of sense. Wrong set? Do I got the wrong set here? Oh yeah, Myojin of Seeing Winds. This is disqualified. We had a chance for this in another show. This is Champions. Get it out of here. Get this champion scum out of here. Okay, let's move on. Let's fix it. Christopher B, save us. Ogre Marauder. Christopher B is always good for a random card. That's on topic, usually. Black, 1 generic for a 3/1 Ogre Warrior. Whenever Ogre Marauder attacks, it can't be blocked this turn unless defending player sacrifices a creature. So when it attacks, it can't be blocked. So if you want to block it, you gotta sack a creature. That's okay. If it's a 3/1, it's a 3 mana for 3. You know what? I would actually just rather let it go through. I'm not gonna sack a creature for this damn thing. It's like a weird menace-like card. It's like a funny way of calling this menace. I have to sack a creature in order to block it, and it's probably going to die anyway. Yo, Little Ted with the final judgment. White, 4 generic. Remove all creatures from the game. Oh my goodness. It's a sweeper for removing stuff. But it will do... anyway, it's good. Gets around indestructible, gets around anything with like undying, persist, what's it called? Hexproof. Yeah. Is it a one of a kind? Is there any other cards that are like this? It's the final judgment. Da 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 da. Kagan. What do you got for us, Kagan? Gonna try again. How about Cunning Bandit? That's what all the super chatters do. They're like, we're gonna keep spamming the super chats till we get one right. And you would be right. We have not done this one. We got a red, 1 generic. Cunning Bandit. It's a human warrior. It's a 2/2 creature. Whenever you play a spirit or arcane spell, you may put a key counter on Cunning Bandit. At end of turn, if there are 2 or more key counters on Cunning Bandit, you may flipperoonie it. Flipperoonie. And it becomes Azamuki Treachery Incarnate. Which, it says, remove a key counter from Amazuki. Gain control of target creature until end of turn. That is incredibly underwhelming. I'm not particularly satisfied with this. Only until end of turn. Didn't even say it gains haste. So, yeah, it doesn't even have haste. I just have it for 1 turn for one reason or another. This is terrible. What is the risks I have to go through to flip this thing? Whenever you play a spirit or arcane spell, you may put a key counter on this at end of turn. If there are 2 or more key counters, that's it. I guess the idea is to just prevent them from blocking my stuff. Flip cards are superior to absolutely 100%. I hate double-sided cards. Pretty tired of those cards, to be honest. And I also like how they give you like 2 images. Like one's upside down, one's right side up, and then like you flip it and it's like it reminds me of like the duck and rabbit image, where depending on which way you're looking, there's a duck or it's a rabbit. They could do that with this. Anyway. Blaine, Clash of Realities. Oh, we started the show with this, actually. Okay, so Loris, Farewell. Exiles up to everything. Did we just not do that? No, that was Final Judgment. Okay, Farewell. Oh, Farewell. You're talking about, like, the card. Farewell exiles up to... What? Up to everything besides lands. Ooh, then that's a superior version. Yeah, exiles all the creatures as well. And or enchantments. Artifact graveyards for a lesser cost. Damn, we power crap. We did power crap. But you know what? If you need the second best exiler out there, Final Judgment is for you. So there's always, there is the counterspell, but then there's a second best counterspell and a third best counterspell. You still need to play those cards. Sure, there's a Soul Ring, but then we need the Mana Crypt, and we still play Mox Diamond and all those other cards. I see your comment, Toads. Let's go to... I think we did Sway of the Stars. Yep, Banding Commander. Arethusa with Pas Kami. Do you like Doomblade for 8 mana? I do not. This is 7 mana, though, for a 3/3. Oh, and we get to pay a black, sacrifice it to destroy target non-black creature. But get this, Arethusa, get this, all right? Listen up. It's got Soul Shift. When this creature is put into a graveyard from play, you may return target spirit card with converted mana cost 6 or less from your graveyard to your hand. So that's almost like reanimation, right? It's basically the same damn thing. I don't blame you. This card's terrible. Alright, next up we've got True North A with the Mirror Gallery. Damn, you are... I think this is got sniped. Or more like, we just mentioned it. Yeah, sorry, we did this one. But we will donate your super chat to the public. The public is great. With Turiat, Reduced to Dreams. We'll give it a good super chat sound effect. Is a blue 3 generic sorcery. Return all artifacts and enchantments to their owner's hands. Ooh, it's Super Hercule's Recall. Hercule's Recall, but just better. Anything that you can do, I can do better, said Sensei Hisoka to Hercule. Sensei was not going to get bullied around here. Oh, Pacers Fan Forever, the Flames of the Bloodhand. This is a pretty interesting card. This is a red 2 generic instant. Flames of the Bloodhand deals 4 damage to target player. The damage can't be prevented. If that player would gain life this turn, the player gains no life instead. It is a 3 mana burn spell, and it's pretty good because it deals 4 damage within 1 card, and if your opponent was trying to gain life or prevent the damage, no, you cannot do that. No preventing around here. Screw your Circle of Protection crap. You take 4 damage. It's as simple as that. Okay, we got Summer. Summer, what's up? Kentaro, the Smiling Cat. Weirdest mono W samurai. Oh, we did this one. Sorry about that. So we are going to donate Oh, I see the super chats are all sniped at this point. It's a small set. It's a very, very small set. Okay, Joel hasn't got a card. Patron of the Orochi. Oops, patron. The Orochi! This big green blob! It's a green 6 generic 7/7 spirit with snake offering. I offer you my snake. You may play this card anytime. You could play an instant by sacrificing a snake and paying the difference in mana cost between this and the sacrifice snake. Mana cost included. This reminds me of like Emerge, basically. You know, sack my thing, get big creature in play. Tap, untap all forests and green creatures. Play this ability only once each turn. That's not bad. That's pretty that's a banger ability. I don't like that I have to sack my snake. I don't even know what snake I'm going to have. I don't even know what intermediate snake I'm going to play that's big enough to even make this a good discount. Yeah, how many snakes are there? Like, the snakes I know, they're like 1 or 2 mana. This is going to like, reduce the cost to like 1 or 2. And I sack the damn thing. This set has rats with boobs, snakes with 4 arms and boobs, and foxes with boobs. It is a booba set. It's got booba. You better believe it. That was the selling point, I guess. They did some market research. Okay, Space Pirate from Space, Snake Offering. Maybe something to, Oh, you're talking about the ability. I was expecting a cat from Patron of the Orochi. Nope, we got spirits. I guess Snake Spirit. Okay, next we've got Surefire Selves with a Life Gift. Life gift. Whoops. I'm looking up life gift. We have a green 2 generic enchantment. Whenever a land comes into play, you may gain 1 life. This is a very, very sad ability. I don't think that's worth it. I mean, maybe there's something to it that I don't know. Like, you can recycle a fetch land over and over again. Maybe a combo like that exists, but I'm not entirely sure. Pacers fan forever. You got sniped on your Goryo's Vengeance. We have most definitely did that one. So we are going to give it to Toads, Opal Eyes. Opal Eye. Oh, that's not an actual card. Damn it, Toads! It sounded like a card. Okay, we'll give it to Christopher B's. Kyoki. Sanity Eclipse. Oh yeah, this was a super chat. Black 4 generic for a 6/4 demon spirit. Whenever you play a spirit or arcane spell, target opponent removes a card in their hand from the game. Only one opponent. Only when I play spirits. Okay, I play a spirit. You gotta exile a card. Okay, I played an arcane spell. You also have to exile a card. Very low in power. We're reaching the bottom of the barrel here. Was it Opal Eye? Is that a real card? Opal Eye? Okay. It's just Scryfall not understanding what the hell I'm talking about. White 1 generic for a 1/4 Fox Samurai. It sort of looks like it has like a basket over its head. It's not even a real hat. Bushido 1 and defend, or creature can't attack, but tap. The next time a sorcerer choice would deal damage. This turn, that damage is dealt to Opal Eye Konda's Yojimbo instead. Pay a white 1 generic. Prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to Opal Eye this turn. This is any good. It's got Bushido, but it also has Defender. Tap. Source your choice would deal damage this turn. That damage. So the idea is like, we redirect damage to this thing. Pay 2, prevent only 1 damage. No, this is a sad card. Very, very sad. Okay, we got Ryan Saff with Sway of the Stars. Oh, we looked at that. It's completely broken. I'm sorry you got... Well, I wouldn't say you got sniped. We just talked about it like super early in the show. Ree in the Web of War. This is a red 3 generic enchantment. Whenever a creature comes into play under your control, it gets +2/+0 and gains haste until end turn. That's great! That's actually quite good. Do not underestimate cards that give creatures haste immediately, and the fact that it gives it a little bit of buff, that's a bonus. So basically every creature is like, hey, here's your welcome bonus of +2/+0. Welcome to the club. Okay, now go in there. Go sacrifice yourself for the greater good of me, the sorcerer that you are defending around here. Christopher B, we did Shuko. You were there! You were there! You might have even suggested it. No moonfolk? Yeah, where's the moonfolk? Non-Euclidean solids. Sway the stars plus Quiza is just straight up win. Could be. Hey, yeah, and this card is supremely banned in Commander. Supremely banned. I still don't know why though. It's just an archaic banning. I guess they'll get around to it. They'll get around. They got around to what Worldfire or whatever. They'll get around to this stuff. I know this set is so small. Okay, hold on. Let's get through some super chats. Basers fan forever before everything else is gonna get sniped. Sekiko. Mother of Summer. We did that one. Okay, that one was sniped. Let's go through some more. Twist of Allegiance. I have a feeling if I Twist of Allegiance? Does this card exist? Twist Allegiance from Ryan Saf. We have a red 6 generic sorcery. You and target opponent each gain control of all creatures the other controls until end of turn. Untap those creatures. Those creatures gain haste until end of turn. This is chaos. I mean, to your benefit, your creatures have haste. You can attack. They can only defend. Or I guess even better, you steal somebody's creatures and then use them to attack somebody else that they can kill. That is a very interesting card. Junior Jones with Eradicate. We got a black 2 generic sorcery. Remove target non-black creature from the game. Search its controller's graveyard, hand, and library for all cards with the same name as that creature and remove them from the game. That player then shuffles their library. It is totally a legitimate card. So basically, well, okay, this is a lot worse in Commander because, like, there's only one copy, and that was the one that you just removed. But in 60 card formats, it's a little bit more playable. Although it's not playable. Okay, maybe this is garbage. Okay, more I think about, like, it's too expensive for 60 card formats, but it's too useless for 99 card formats. Black Exile removal. Non-black, so we cannot even get Relentless Red. That's right! The one card that would have multiple copies in the deck, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Okay, next up we've got Kagan again. What do you got for us, Kagan? I don't get why Neko Te is valued as high as it is. Maybe people just like it. Neko Te, Neko in Japanese means cat. Te, I don't know what it means. Could mean nothing. Maybe people just like the picture. It's a 3-mana equipment. Whenever a equipped creature deals damage to a creature, tap that creature. As long as Neko Te remains in play, that creature does an untap during its controller's untap step. Oh, so like even if you kill the creature, as long as this equipment is in play, that thing doesn't untap. It's like removal. Whenever a equipped creature deals damage to a player, that player loses 1 life. This is fantastic. And it deals extra damage to the person. As long as Neko Te remains in play, that creature doesn't. So you like put this on a pinger, and you slowly just disable their creatures, right? Deals damage. It's not even combat damage, just damage. You just ping them from afar, and that's it. It doesn't untap. You put that on a creature that can ping. Exactly. Doesn't specify combat. That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Okay, John, what do you got for us? You've got the Blessing of Leeches. This is a black 2 generic enchant creature. You may play Blessing of Leeches anytime you could play an instant. Ah, we got instant speed auras. That's probably the next step to make auras playable. Like, they just have to be at instant speed. Like, they're pretty... Auras... Like, all auras probably need to have flash in order to just be playable. Okay, at the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. Well, that's not something I'm happy to see. And then 0, regenerate enchanted creature. That's good. All right, instant speed regeneration. I completely misread the card. Don't worry. Reading the card gives a whole new meaning to the card has a whole new meaning the second read around. Okay, we've got Pacer Fan Forever's super chat that unfortunately got sniped, or I don't know, maybe Pacers wasn't here for when it came up. So let's give this to somebody. Would you accept auras with split second? That might be danger. That's possible. Okay, Arcanus, Life Spinner. I would sack the Zubras and get Yozi. We have a green 3 generic 3/3 spirits. Tap, sacrifice 3 spirits, search your library for a legendary spirit card and put into play. Then shuffle your library. Okay, now with that, we're gonna go on to our new segment. It's not a new segment. I got something in the mail. All right, hold on. Where's my thing? I have a P.O. box. You know I have a P.O. box? I got something from Toads. Toads sent me stuff. All right, we got our... The coffee crew can send me things in the mail. So I got this little box. Got something for my Nika bro. So let's read his message first. All right. Hey, Nikachu, I'm Toads24. Toads is the shortened version of my name, and 24 is my hockey number, so he's a huge fan of hockey. He knows what icing and pulling the goalie for an extra player means, because I wouldn't know anything beyond that. I'm sending you 3 proxies, a bunch of foils, and some merfolk, and a few spirit cards to help make that Simic merfolk deck. Also included are treats for Chubby Meatball and a surprise for Nika Bro. I used to work at SNS Comics in Connecticut and USA and started playing Magic in 1994. Oh my god, you're an absolute OG. This is insane. P.S. There are enough cards that a squirrel for a squirrel related show. Well, if I count the unsets. Come on, this is like a 160 card set and people are overlapping cards constantly. Just trust the coffee crew. Start with Acorn, Catapult, or Swarmyard. I don't think that's going to work out very well. Okay, okay, so hold on. I have a scene specifically for this. Okay, so this is for my brother. For Nika Bro, who's not here, but if we can get his reaction, it is that... Oh, hold on, let me get rid of this. The Tika's Dragon. The dragon is a 9-mana, 5/5 artifact creature with flying, trample, rampage 4, and each creature assigns... I don't know how rampage works exactly. For each creature assigned to block it beyond the first, this creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. Tika's Dragon counts as a dragon. I have absolutely no reason. I don't understand why my brother would want this. He likes cheap cards. He likes Memnite, Ornithopter. It's free. You can go to, like, you can make us not, or in 60 card formats. He's like, go to 64, go to 68 cards. It's free mana. He said he liked it? All right, well, he'll be surprised when he sees it. All right, we have a box. Who knows what's in this box? Got a box here. Oh my goodness! What is going on? What is this a beta like Berserk? Oh, there's some phony baloney cards here. I like that for a proxy back. What am I gonna do with this? You think this goes in, like, Berserk is like, you know, it buffs a creature and then it has to sacrifice at an end of turn. Merfolk sort of want to stay on the board. They're not like all that kamikaze like. All right, we gotta, I guess this has got to be a proxy time walk, which is not even legal in Commander. And this has got to be a proxy Ancestral Recall. I have the power of Ancestral Recall. Draw 3 cards. Oh, I need a better setup. I can already feel the strain on my arm here. Legacy, if they let you, they do not let you play Ancestral Recall in Legacy. That is completely banned. In Vintage, I can play it in Vintage, I guess. Okay, we got Prophetic Prism to help filter my mana. We got Marble Diamond. It adds white mana. I can't even put that in a Simic deck. Why did I get the Marble Diamond? Okay, we got the Reward the Faithful. There's another white card. Why do I have all these white? Oh, this is a spirit card, though. We have white 4 generic for a 3/3 spirit with Vigilance. Soul Shift 4, Torite. We got Doom Traveler. We got Fulgent Distraction. Supreme Will. All right, that's good. That's a counterspell and it digs for, like, important cards that I need. Identity Theft. When it attacks, I can exile another target non-token creature. Oh my goodness. Okay, we got Saheeli's Artistry. Oh god, this is a whole deck. Okay, what do we're gonna just plow through. Another Saheeli's Artistry. Uncovered Clues. Sky Dime. Oh, finally something that adds blue mana. That we can use. Okay, we got a Mage Right Stone, Spring Leaf Drum, Budget Ether Vial over here. Ooh, Catilda, Dawnheart Martyr. That's actually good. It's actually playable in Pioneer Spirits because it's got the backside. When it dies, you can like give your creatures lifelink. What is it? Lifelink and what is it? Lifelink, flying, pro vampires. Not a lot of vampires in Pioneer, but whatever. Summon the School. Stony Brook Schoolmaster. Another Stony Brook Schoolmaster for that second commander deck that I need to make. Judge Occurrence. Merfolk becomes tapped. I gain 1 life. We got Flickering Spirit. Ooh, Mana Tithe, so I can get people. Yeah, we got White Merfolk. Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. There's, I would have to be, like, really low on Merfolk playables to want to play this card. But it's an OG. Control magic. Gain control of target creature. Then it's my own. The Ray of Command. Logic Knot. That's a counterspell. Nyx is actually playable against all the new, what are the elementals? Counter target spell if no mana was spent to play it. Library of Latinam? This is a 5-mana. Target opponent chooses 1. You draw 3 cards at the beginning of next upkeep, or you search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. This card seems insane, actually. We got a Glimpse of Amnesia. We got the Flash Flood. Energy! I learned about this card on this show. It's like the ability to get mana from your creatures in blue. Shifting Sky. We got Benthic Explorers. These are weird old merfolk. How is that a merfolk? This guy looks like a total warrior unless that's the merfolk over here. Is that the merfolk? So weird. Benthicor, an elemental. We got Quash. I don't even know what that does. Disappearing Act. First to see it, now you don't. We have another Disappearing Act. I can only imagine this was inspired by all your bulk cards. Like, maybe Nikachu could use this. Foil's not bad. I think that's banned in Pauper. Oh, we got Convincing Mirage, turning lands into islands. Thassa's Rebuff, Devotion for Counterspell. Flow of Ideas. Tides, that's a legitimate tier 1, tier 0 merfolk card in every format. Tide Shaper, turn a creature that turns lands into islands. Tempest Caller. What is this? Enters the battlefield, all my creatures, or your opponent's creatures become tapped. We have another Tempest. We have another Tempest Caller. We got Tidal Courier. We got the Merowit Sniper. I believe this enters the battlefield, mill something. Comes into play, target player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. Aquatex Will, turn more things into islands. We got the Breaking Wave. Mirror Commerce, until end of turn, untap all the merfolk. And now we got some green cards. We have the Upwelling, the Vitalize, the Insist, the Foster, the hell? Raffello's Gift, Rites of Spring, Untamed Wilds. What is it? Is it a Legends card? We got an OG card. Okay, we have a very old card. Search your library for any 1 basic land, put into play. This does not count towards your 1 land per turn limit. We got the Green Sun's Twilight. Ooh, a collected company in Japanese. I like my Japanese cards. I also like collected companies. We have Deconstruct, Commune with Nature. Nick Kenzil. I have no idea who this is. Some legendary merfolk scout. The Bounty of Luxa, another Bounty of Luxa. We got Urban Evolution, another Urban Evolution. Just in case I have 2 commander decks on the same thing. We got Growth Spiral and Root Coil Creeper. Winterhorn Blessing, another Winterhorn Blessing. And Simic Signet for that filtering mana. Thank you so much for all these cards, Toads. I really appreciate it. And most importantly, I appreciate your letter, your message. And with that, that's the end of the show today. Normally, we do this show 11 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time. Although remember, I am not going to be here. I'm now on vacation, so no morning show until the 29th of January. That's when we will be back. Thank you so much to everyone who supports the show. Whether you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, I guess you send stuff in the mail like Toads does, or you donate with super chats, of course. That's one of the greatest ways to support the show. And of course, we have to thank everyone who's here in the morning. Thank you so much to everyone who shows up for the show and becomes the show that it is. People like Michelon, Toad, Steve Cooper, Stanold, Mr. Deadhead, Lynn, Turiot, Spectral Maniac, Christopher B. Paul Rogg, Steve Cooper. Who else is here? Because you guys are the show. We got Turiat, Bacon Catbug, Ree. Because you guys are the show. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing up them coffees, and we will keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you at the next cup.